So, I just want to start this video by saying my sincere condolences to Charlie Kirk and his family, his loved ones, his wife, who is now left without a husband, and his children, who are now left without a father. It's extremely sad what happened to him, and I think it should be condemned by absolutely everyone, whether I align with him politically or not. There are numerous of his opinions I didn't agree with politically, like his pro-Israel stance, his softer opinions on the racial realities of life, but I would never wish what happened to him upon anyone. So yeah, that said, I think it's important that we zoom out a bit and try and understand what I think the media and the powers that be are trying to do with this, what I would say is a ritual sacrifice. So, prior to Charlie Kirk's assassination, most white folk who are middle to right of the political spectrum were focusing on the racial question, or the racial problem, shall we say, after that Ukrainian girl got unalived in the US by an Ooga Booga, the usual suspects. And that is where I think they want to steer us away from. So now with this Charlie Kirk assassination, it's going to be turned into a liberal conservative issue. They're going to try to shift your subconscious away from the racial question and try to shift it onto, oh, it's about political ideology, it's not about race. We have to remember that there are many right-wing whites who once upon a time had liberal ideologies or held to liberal ideologies. So our people are brainwashed by the media, educational institutions, everything around them is pushing them to be anti-white, right? So what's busy happening in the subconscious of the collective white man is that we are starting to notice race again. We are starting to say things like, they have to go and we want our nations back for our own people. This is very dangerous for the overlords, because that would mean that they would have to go as well. And like any parasite that needs to cling to a host for its own survival, they obviously do not want that. So they will be willing to do pretty much any horrible thing to shift the focus back to a realm that they can control. Now, this liberal conservative game is one they've been playing forever, and as long as they can keep us playing that game, they keep winning. The moment we shift it to a racial game and say it's white in our nations and nothing else, white exclusively, they cannot control that game, or it's far more difficult for them to control. That is where they hope to steer us away from, and where we need to continue putting pressure and putting our efforts towards. So yeah, like I said, it's extremely sad what happened to Charlie Kirk. There are unfortunately white girls, women, men being unalived by folk of other races within our nations every day. There are many white Charlie Kirks every day, and that's where our focus needs to be. We need to keep this agenda. We need to keep the pressure on the racial questions. If we're going to let it be turned into a liberal versus conservative question, the racial question goes out of the window again, and it's just about political ideology. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from and what I'm saying, and that I'm not trying to detract from the vile murder of a white man, especially not a white man, but simply that I'm trying to tell you guys what I think the overlords are trying to do with this death. So yeah, let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comment section, and we can have a chat about it.